If you want to avoid frustration in online multiplayer games, you really need to use a wired LAN cable from your router to your console or to your PC. However, this isn't always practical, and Powerline LAN adapters can be a relatively cheap solution. A little bit of a compromise between the vagaries of wireless and the solid connection of a wired LAN cable. As online multiplayer gamers, what we're interested in is the latency or the ping or the lag on a connection. The lower the latency, the better the hit registration we'll get. In other words, the games we play will feel better and will perform better. Any connection where we can get a latency of below 30 milliseconds is good. If it's over 100 milliseconds, it's normally considered as bad, and anything below 15 milliseconds is very good. Total download speed that we get in terms of megabits per second doesn't matter quite as much, as online games don't tend to use that much bandwidth. Now, this is the TP-Link AV1000 Powerline starter kit. You get them as a pair, and one sits near the router, which you plug into the router via a short LAN lead, and the other one sits near my consoles and my laptop. The way they work is they pass the network signal through the mains cabling, which is a really neat solution. But let's see if it's much better than wireless and how it compares to a cable LAN. The box states that these units are capable of data transfer speeds of up to 1000 megabits per second, which is significantly faster than my internet connection anyway. Now, to get my baseline standard that we're going to compare everything with, what I did was plug my laptop via a LAN cable straight into my router, and this would be the best case scenario for any gaming setup. As I said, that's just not practical in my house. I've also taken some readings with my laptop working in wireless mode to see how that compares, and finally the real test with my laptop plugged into the Powerline adapters. So let's take a look at the results. What you can see here is the bottom three results are when we were plugged directly into the router with a LAN cable. The next three are when we're working wireless, and then the three at the top are when we're plugged into the LAN. And what you'll notice is with the first three results at the bottom, the download speed at 50 megabits per second is pretty close to what I actually pay for with my internet. I think I pay for 52. I think I pay for 52 down and 10 up, something like that. Anyway, so it's pretty close to the maximum I could expect, as you'd hope, as I'm plugged straight into the router via a LAN cable. The ping on the bottom two is really good. It's 8 milliseconds, which is super fast, and then there's a 100 millisecond one, and that kind of shows you that no matter how good your connection is, because of the vagaries of the way that the internet works, occasionally you will get lag spikes, and it normally happens in a multiplayer game just as you're in the middle of a gunfight, and you seem to die quickly. But anyway, so you can see that. Now, as we move up to the next three results, and this is when I was connected via Wi-Fi in the games room where my consoles are as well, what you can see is that the download speeds have dropped significantly. We've gone down to sort of between 21 and 25 megabits a second downloading, and uploading sort of around about 9. So we've lost a lot of bandwidth in terms of going wireless. However, the ping or the latency is still pretty good. It's 9 milliseconds, which is very good. However, you'll notice that there's another strange result. The last result I did was 132 milliseconds on the ping. Now, the final set of three results at the top, this is where I plugged into the Powerline adapter, and what you'll notice here is that the download speed has gone right back up again to sort of round about between 41 and just over 43 megabits a second, which is really fast. We're only losing sort of about 10 megabits per second using the Powerline adapters, and the upload speed is actually, it's one of the best of all the results. That was it 9.36, 9.34, 9.42. So for some reason upload is really good. But as I said before, when you're online multiplayer gaming, it isn't really the speed doesn't really matter that much. What matters is the latency or the ping, and the ping, we've got a 10 millisecond, a 10 millisecond, and a 9 millisecond ping, which compares with the wireless, which is round about sort of the same at 9 and 9, and it's slightly slower than the wired LAN at 8. So this is showing me, and I'm sort of showing all of us, is the fact that using the Powerline adapters in this particular house hasn't affected the ping very much. Now, what I will say is that I'm about 30 feet away from where the router is, where it's plugged into a Powerline adapter in the wall, and then the wiring goes around the house, and then actually the Powerline adapter that connects to my console on my PCs is actually on an extension lead as well, so it's got quite a way to go. Now, how this will affect in your particular situation, it could be different. What I can say categorically though is that when I'm playing games, especially on my consoles, compared to when I had to play wireless, playing with the Powerline adapters it's much better. The games feel smoother. I play a lot of shooters like PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, Battlefield, Call of Duty, that sort of thing, and the hit registration feels better. So when I'm shooting at people, it seems that I take less bullets to kill them, because what's happening is I've got a better ping, and so my bullets are kind of, the information my bullets is getting to the PUBG server faster than other people's, so my bullets hit first, so they die quicker. So my conclusion to all this is that if you are in a situation where a LAN cable is not practical, and make no bones about it, if you can use a LAN cable from your PC or your console to your router, that's what you should do, because that will give you the best download speeds, the best upload speeds, and most importantly the best ping. If you can do that, do it. But if you're in a situation where you can't, as I am in this house, the Powerline adapters for me have definitely worked very well, and I'm very pleased with them. And although the difference in ping might be not that much from the wireless, we've had a bigger difference in download and upload, the kind of non-empirical feel of games is much better. They just feel much better. So I am glad I bought the TP-Link AV1000 Gigabit kit. It's working for me, and and I would recommend it to other people as well. So there we go. If you can't go wired, these Powerline adapters seem to be a very good compromise and better than wireless. Anyway, that's enough from me. Put your questions and comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, hit like. If you want to see more of the same, press subscribe. Thank you very much, and I will see you again soon.